The shopping mall's parking lot was hauntingly empty as I stepped outside that night. Overtime had dragged well into the late hours, and fatigue weighed heavily on me. The faint glow of scattered streetlights illuminated the asphalt, casting long, eerie shadows over the few remaining cars. My car sat in the distance, or so I thought, with its hazard lights blinking. I frowned. Had I accidentally pressed the panic button on my key fob? It didn't seem likely. Shrugging off the thought, I approached the vehicle, unlocked it, and slid into the driver's seat. The door's mechanical click echoed unnervingly in the silence. But as I settled in, a creeping unease coiled around me. The car didn't smell like mine. It carried the faint trace of cheap cologne and a metallic tang. Something was off. I started the engine, and the radio immediately burst to life. The channel it was tuned to was unfamiliar, its static-filled broadcast punctuated by a low, rhythmic whispering. My chest tightened. My gaze instinctively shifted to the rearview mirror. That's when I saw it, a small, neatly folded black cloth tucked into the crease of the back seat. Forcing myself to stay calm, I reached back and grabbed the cloth. Unfolding it, I discovered something that made my heart race. A photograph. The dim lighting made it hard to see, but as I squinted, the image became clear. It was me, taken from behind, walking toward the parking lot. The photo's edges were still damp, as if it had been developed moments ago. A sound outside shattered my trance. Footsteps. Slow and deliberate. I froze, my breath catching in my throat. From the corner of my eye, I saw a shadow move beyond the car. A surge of adrenaline propelled me out of the car. My legs felt unsteady as I stumbled a few steps back, clutching the photograph in my trembling hand. The sound of the footsteps grew louder, each step echoing like a drumbeat in the otherwise silent lot. I turned my head and caught sight of him. A man in a hoodie, the shadows obscuring his face. His presence was wrong, invasive. He moved toward the car I had just exited, his strides unnervingly calm, as if he wasn't in a hurry. My first instinct was to run, but my legs refused to cooperate. I ducked behind another car and peeked through the windshield, watching as the man opened the back door of my car. He rummaged inside before straightening up, his movements deliberate. Then, as if sensing my gaze, he turned in my direction. Though his face was obscured, I could feel his eyes piercing through the darkness, locking onto my hiding spot. My heart pounded, blood roaring in my ears. He knew I was there. He knew. Desperation clawed at me, and I fumbled for my phone. My fingers shook uncontrollably as I tried to unlock it, but I could already hear his footsteps again. This time, heading toward me. Panic gripped me like a vice. He was closing the distance, each step deliberate, predatory. I had to move. Now gathering every ounce of courage, I bolted from my hiding spot, breaking into a sprint toward my real car. The photograph slipped from my grasp, fluttering to the ground as I ran. Behind me, I could hear his pace quicken. He was chasing me. Reaching my car felt like surfacing from a nightmare. My hands fumbled with the keys, my movements clumsy in sheer terror. The shadows around me seemed to stretch, closing in, as I finally managed to unlock the door and climb inside. Slamming the lock button, I started the engine with shaking hands, my breath ragged. Through the windshield, I could see the man standing just a few feet away, his face still hidden beneath the hoodie. In his hand, he held something up to the faint light. It was the photograph, the one of me walking to the parking lot. He raised it slowly, almost as if taunting me, before placing it neatly on the ground. Without a word, he turned and walked back toward the car I had mistakenly entered, disappearing into the shadows. I didn't wait to see what would happen next. My tires screeched as I sped out of the lot, my pulse hammering with every second. The night's events replayed in my mind on an endless loop. Who was that man? What did he want? The photograph suggested that he had been watching me, planning something. Had I interrupted his plan, or had he simply let me go this time? Even as I reached the safety of my home, the fear didn't subside. I locked every door and window, but the image of the man's shadowy figure and the photograph haunted me. Sleep was impossible. Somewhere out there, he was still out there, and I had no idea what he wanted or if I would see him again. The parking lot was no longer just a mundane space. It was a portal to something darker, a memory I would carry with me forever. And I knew one thing for certain: I would never let my guard down again.